All right, and welcome back everybody to the final match of this round of, or sorry, semifinals weekend here in 5 USC 2024. I am It's Pigeon. Joined tonight, I have Hubert. Hubert, how are you doing?
Hello, hello. Once again, we have our USCB cast swapping on over to the five-digit side. See what they're cooking up here. And what we're cooking up here is, on paper, a pretty close match. Both of these states coming out of 5-7 victories against their respective neighbors, NorCal being able to take down SoCal, and Stateless taking down Georgia, uh, both in very tight affairs and both with very similar head-to-head scores. So I'm pretty interested to see what their strategies are going into this one.
Yeah, absolutely here. Of course, we are in the losers bracket right now. Both of these two teams are seed, let me double check before I say it, seed 3 and 7 respectively in the losers bracket, and everything is on the line here. Whichever team does end up winning this, they do move on to play against Maryland next weekend in the final stage, but whichever team ends up losing this is ultimately going to be out of the tournament. And my gosh, these two teams have some powerhouses on them.
Yeah, plenty of veterans in the tournament game. Lily, notably on the stateless side, Seven Chibi as well. Some stateless mainstays as well on the NorCal side, Bleth and I his name eludes me right now. Wait, let me find it real quick. Tights. Yeah, Tights is really good. So good, in fact,
Absolutely,
that
yeah.
he's made it to that main team as well in the United States Cup. Proper, still rocking on through that winners bracket.
Dude, also AJ Mosca,
Mm.
absolute goated mapper. Also, pretty good tournament player. But picks and bans are starting to come through here now as the rolls have been made. I do believe I saw a 6 from, I think it was Stateless? Uh, it might have been NorCal. One of those teams had a 6. And we are going to be seeing NorCal ban out the Hard Rock 1, followed very quickly by an immediate double time 1 and double time 2 bans from Stateless, immediately getting rid of the AR 10.5 and the speed maps. And North California going to stick with the Hard Rocks here, getting rid of the Hard Rock too. So both of these teams giving a lot of respect to the other team for their particular skill set strengths. Hard Rock, of course, being a solid skill set for Stateless, whereas Double Time, North California is a lot more mechanically gifted.
Yeah, especially when those mechanics are a reading gap of insane magnitude, such as the AR 10.5 featured in that DT1. In the DT2, it gets the job done, that 255 BPM stamina pick. It's just personally, I'm a little bit happy to see it gone. Gets a little bit draining mentally commentating that one as well as playing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are now going to be awaiting the first pick here from the Stateless team. I'm not really too sure what they go for, and yeah, they're just gonna go ahead and say, let's get rid of the Hard Rocks right away and take the only remaining Hard Rock. One of the more trickier Hard Rocks. This one is much more focused on whichever team can get the better act. Probably will get the win on this one, rather than combo necessarily. It's pretty decently easy to combo, but in the grand scheme of things, it's very hard to hack.
Yeah, and this is a very curious first pick from the stateless side. I would expect some big score increases from them. They had 7 Chibi, Lexic, and Spliff on their roster when they had their Georgia match, and they ended up losing this pick. And their score against North California's was only a 30k difference. It's a 860k to NorCal's 830k. So perhaps a different third man will be hopping in the roster here, other than Spliff, to round out that team score just a bit more. But with how close their head-to-heads are, you have to expect something big is in the table, and Tights might be that. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong team. Whoops.
Yeah, definitely have to wonder who the third player is going to be here for this stateless roster. I'm really not too certain myself. maybe Vlef. I believe Vlef is on. No, Vlef is on North California. So yeah. Okay, it's going
Oh,
to be Spiff.
okay. I would expect some improves then because I mean, first picking it, you have to have some semblance of confidence, and those head-to-heads do not really invoke that for me. So, we're gonna have to see how this one goes. As is common, the improvements from second match to first match are usually a staggering increase. So,
Absolutely. We are getting into the first map of this match here between these two teams. This is going to be the Hard Rock 3, picked by Stateless. An interesting first pick, not a very common one. I'm not sure if we've even seen it first picked at all, but they are going to go with it. And so far, not looking too hot here, accuracy-wise, for one of the players on Stateless. However, first drop is going to come out here from a player on the side of North California. Valine dropping, now followed shortly AJ Mosca. Spiff to trade shortly after, but it is now 2 FCs to 1.
yeah, and a little bit of free combo reward after that intro that really just jumps in your face. Plenty of high velocity sliders and control required for this pick. Um, and yeah, really no breaks other than that early one from Spliff, and it's everyone trying to recoup their combos as we go into this first PI third in.
Absolutely, yeah. So far, still no breaks on the side of the Stateless team. As I say that though, 7GB does end up dropping their combo, but just before that, Valine and AJ Mosca found some breaks, and now Tights dropping their final remaining large combo for this North California team is looking pretty detrimental to them, as Lexic's holding on to their combo still, and Spiff has a very good recovery combo.
Yeah, already he has surpassed his score from prior match, so definitely an underperformance from him on that last run. As we see Lexic and Spiff really coming through here. Lexic now surpassing his own score and their team score. They got an 860k before, and here they are surpassing that 1 million mark off the back of that Lexic FC to this point. On final quarter, I think we're going to see a break from pretty much everyone, so 400k difference. It will be over, and Stateless will be taking the pick, but plenty good team score and improvements from the Stateless side on this Hard Rock 3.
Yeah, very, very strong first pick here. I was a little bit unsure as to how it would go for this Stateless team, but ultimately it paid off pretty well here, as they are most certainly going to be getting this point over North California here on their own pick. So not the end of the world for North California. Of course, we saw them ban out the other two Hard Rocks. They kind of expected that this Stateless team would probably be better at the Hard Rocks than they were. So this Stateless team getting the first point on the board on this Hard Rock 3 is not the end of the world for North California by any means, and it's going to only be about 400,000 point difference. Just one player in particular struggling on Stateless. I think there was one player pretty much matching them on the side of North Cal, but the overall team scores were just better.
For sure, and you would have to imagine after the double time ban, hey, double, there is a DT3 available to them and the easy DT pick. Something interesting shouted out by the chat, no easies have been wiped out in that ban phase, so we could be seeing plenty of reading come out from the NorCal side later on. Plenty of specialists in that category on that side.
Yeah, and I personally have not seen a single match yet that I've casted where Easy 1 and Hidden 2 were not banned out. So I am interested to hopefully potentially see those two maps here. And just as you were predicting, Easy DT is where this North California team is going to opt into. It's a little bit of a tricky one here, especially with the Easy added on to it. The AR is not going to be too high. Only AR 7.1 with double time, but it's also CS2, which might seem, oh sorry, it's AR 8 with double time, but CS2 might seem like it wouldn't be too bad of a thing, but when you add double time on top of it, the screen gets pretty cluttered, especially with the high density of Easy.
Yeah, and on a pick like this where the spacing is vast. These DT alt picks, plenty of snap requirement needed. Definitely, if you didn't do your homework, you're in for a bad time on this one. As NorCal, their reading specialists are probably going to be having a field day with this one. Tights of Leth and AJ Mosca in the lobby.
Yeah, that's a scary roster to go against on a reading pick, such as this one. And luckily for them, depending on how this goes, there's 2 more reading picks at minimum for this team to go into that are not banned out here. The hidden 2, the easy 1. And if this goes well for North California, then they also have a bit of an option to go into some of those.
And can I just say, shout out to this song, Persona 4, Best Persona.
See, I've never played any Personas, but I feel like I'd love it. I always get recommended it. There was one of the newer Fire Emblem games, the I think it was Three Houses, was the one, and some of my friends knew that I was playing it, and they're like, "Have you ever played Persona? You would love it." And I was like, "Nope, never played it, but I love the music." So, um, we love Bancho. That was interesting. But yeah, we are going to be getting into the second half of this match here. This is North California's pick, and already a miss coming out from AJ Mosca. Only a minute 25 on this map playtime, so that miss is going to be pretty bad for them, as it's only been traded out by Lily. Leth also following up with their own Tights now to fall. No more FCs on the side of North California, whereas Stateless still has 2.
Yeah, and those 2 are big, especially with the double time score inflation and the easy. It's very noticeable. 100k difference on easy is nuts. As they hold out to their double FC, we're at the halfway point now. Lexic breaks his, but it is the Bond Flow show now. Coming in, that specialist for the Stateless side, and 1v3ing this matchup is he. Finally finding that break. A couple of recoveries here. It's 180k difference, but they need more breaks from Lexic and Lily, and those recovery combos drop now. It's just Tights, which is matched by Lily, and this one will be the break point for Stateless on NorCal's first pick, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, very interesting to go right into this reading pick here from this North California team. I would have thought that they potentially would have tried to stick more to the mechanics maps in this pool. You know, something like the Nomad 5, Nomad 2, DT2 was banned, but I mean, DT3 is not necessarily non-mechanics, but yeah, I mean, Bombflow dropping the S rank, 0 misses, 3 slider breaks, and that's a monster score. It might only say 320,000, but you have to remember easy halves your score. So realistically, that's more like 650-ish thousand points coming out from them, which is a monster score on a map like that.
Yeah, and I'm looking now. It was banned against NorCal in their last match, but Stateless played that map in their last one and got a 480k. So that is a 300k score increase from their last score, and probably the reason why NorCal thought they would be able to get away with that one, leaving it open. But huge increases once again on the Stateless side.
Yeah, that's very interesting, actually. You probably have to imagine that is exactly what they were thinking when they went to pick that one. And unfortunately did not pay out for them. Stateless getting that break point. Now back over to their pick, and we are going to be seeing the Fremont 3 coming out from them. The older map, I believe it's a 6-digit map, which might seem crazy to some of you new bloods in this game. But it's a pretty banger map. I am very fond of this one, and Stateless is going to try to consolidate on this breakpoint that they have for themselves.
Yeah, this was lost by both teams who are in this match, actually. Stateless losing this one against Georgia, NorCal losing this one against SoCal, off the back of a huge Rocketeer Rover 2 mess. But in terms of mods, we should be seeing, yeah, it's same rosters. So Lily will be taking the hidden, 7 Chibi will be taking the Hard Rock, Lexic, and Nomad for Stateless side. And on the side of NorCal, it'll be Valine, Hard Rock, Tights, Hidden, Vleth, Nomad. And once again, it's another head-to-head that actually NorCal has a 100k score lead on. But you don't know what to expect from the Stateless team today. They're playing their hearts out.
Yeah, they definitely seem a bit more practiced, a bit more confident on some of these picks. As you said, they're putting up already two back-to-back very large improvements to their previous scores. And yeah, I'm curious to see how this one's going to go. Of course, if they do win this, they will be consolidating on that breakpoint and they'll go 3-0, which not an amazing feeling if you are the team with no points, but we'll have to see how this one plays out as we are getting into this third pick here. Fremont 3 coming out from Stateless. And just as you predicted, 7 Chibi on the Hard Rock, Lily on the Hidden, Lexic Nomad, and no overmodding on the side of North Cal either. Lexic Nomad, Titan, and the Lean Hard Rock.
Yeah, and that first break will be coming up for Valine. Plenty of time in this one, as it is traded by 7 GB there. Just a 20k score difference, mainly off the back of lower accuracy on that 7 GB score with the combo loss. Definitely not a combo you want. Tights also finding the break though. It's a 2v none situation as well. Also found that slider break, created by Willie, and a very volatile start here.
Yeah, already all players dropping save for one, and that player is going to start to build up a lot of score here for their team. Currently, it's in favor of North California, just off of some of these later misses from Stateless. Lexic does end up falling apart. So do both of their teammates on the Stateless roster. All players on the side of North California, though, not really any combo much aside from this barely 100 combo from Pauline. So it's really not doing too much for them, given that all these players on Stateless just ended up missing. Is only just 40,000 score difference here, and it's really close.
Yeah, and that 40,000 score difference, just slightly less score on Lily in comparison to Tights, but that might change after that Tights break there. But the 7 Chibi potential score, he just keeps on finding these breaks, and it's really up to Lexic to hold down the fort here and bring this lead back for the team, as well as Lily. Valine and Tights break again. It's only Vleth holding on to this 40k score lead on NorCal side.
Yeah, and all three of the players on North California are matching Lily's score, so 7GB really does matter when it comes to the grand scheme of things in the final score here. They really have to kind of bolster down and get some combo going for themselves. Lily going to be dropping their combo, no trades coming out on the side of California, does mean that this score lead's going to keep growing even more so. No matter what Lexic can do, it's looking very rough.
Yeah, they need a full fall apart on the NorCal side of a severe magnitude to bring it back. The start of it comes through. Tights finds the break, but it's just traded by 7 Chibi again. And with this final sliver of map, Vleth is not going to be breaking. Holds this 100k lead and growing off the back of Valine's recovery combo as well. And it will be a big break point here, and finally a score that Stateless didn't improve. Almost exact same score as their last matchup. NorCal actually improving by about 80k to take this lead.
Wow. Definitely interesting one here from Stateless. I think the thought process was good here going with this Fremod 3, but unfortunately for them, did not work out. They weren't able to consolidate on that breakpoint, and instead it's going to be North California finding a breakpoint of their own, finally on the board now, looking to potentially consolidate on their own. So I'm very curious as to what they're going to go into. EasyDT did not work out for them. I really do think that mechanics-based picks like the Nomad 5, the what was it, Nomad 2 would be very good for them here, and I'm not too sure what else, but we'll have to see what they choose.
For sure, yeah, tapping picks will be definitely something that NorCal will opt to, just as a side effect of that DT prowess that they have accrued. But it's up to them, and they are thinking about it. Plenty of options to be had early on in this match, but this one probably the most important after that early break point. This next pick is a taker, and it will be that Nomad 2.
Yeah, this one, all three of the tapping maps in this pool, of course, DT2 getting banned out by Stateless, but Nomad 2 and Nomad 5, all three of them are similar but slightly different each. This one is much more stamina intensive. It's 195 BPM, and it really is just kind of a stamina check on top of being just non-stop streams, and it's constantly getting harder as the map goes longer, so definitely a tricky one. Whereas something like the Nomad 5 and the DT2 would definitely be considered more of like speed and burst. This is just stamina.
For sure, and stamina on top of flow aim chain misses will make this quite volatile if it ends up going down to the wire. Whoever breaks the most will definitely consider swinging that score lead. What?
Ladies and gentlemen, they didn't see it. We can see it. We have spotted a stateless flag on the way.
There's that. I don't want to. Yo, there it is.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, stateless flag.
Stateless have entered the building. Is that
I love their
jersey?
flag so much. What?
That's awesome.
What? Team players are starting to come in here. Dealerships coming out. You have to imagine it's going to start up pretty quickly here. Lily, BTMC's Kitten, and Spiff. I do believe this is the first time we've seen BTMC's Kitten coming in for the side of Stateless. And Tights, Fleth, and Vaylene. We've seen all three of these players already together in previous picks for this North California roster, as we do get into the fourth map of this map.
Oh, I've just spotted something because I didn't want to call BTMC's BTMC's Kitten the whole time, but it seems that I have to. They have upwards of 8 name changes. I haven't actually counted, but how they've spent so much money on name changes.
Yeah, there's one player that comes to mind. Talk about this match shortly after, but one player that comes to mind, I think it is like 4 or Black Sox or whatever, you know the maps. I think they have like upwards of 20 name changes, which is over $1,000 in name changes alone. Like, it gets expensive after a certain point. But yeah, let's talk about this match here. Vaylene finding some misses. Tights did miss pretty early on. Spiff going to now drop, trading out Vaylene. BTMC's Kitten missing even earlier on. A good recovery combo from them, but Spiff is just going to be struggling here. It is 1 FC to 1 with a very strong recovery from Tights.
Yeah, and unfortunately another break from Spiff there, failing to snap on the slider after that treatment. Very tricky one, and both of those recoveries that Lily had are down. It's just the Lily show, and it's a 1v2 situation. Tights very big recovery combo after that early miss versus Vlath, who's been so consistent in this matchup, being able to be the big S-rank carry on that Fremont 3 breakpoint that they got. And if so long as he keeps this up, it seems like a consolidation is inevitable. 170k, 2/3 in, just a little bit more remaining, and perhaps nerves becoming a factor here. You're seeing a little bit of shake on the side of Tights, and it's just Lily to hold as Spiff finds more breaks. 220k now. If NorCal breaks now, there is a chance, and Bleth goes down. It's just Tights to hold for NorCal versus Lily. Vaylene only on a little bit of recovery, but Lily just not having backup. It has to be an FC from Lily now as Tights finds the break.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate for them right now here, but it is still Lily with this insane combo. The recoveries are not there for their teammates, and now Lily drops. That will be the nail in the coffin for the Stateless team here. I do have to imagine if Lily was able to hold on to this combo even longer here, the score would have switched back over simply to the fact that it was such a good combo. but unfortunately will not get the FC, will not get the combo that was needed to win this score back over. And this is going to be a pretty big score difference here at the end. Probably close to about 450,000 when all things are said and done.
Yeah, definitely a comfort pick on the NorCal side, in comparison to that easy DT one. Um, but that will be the consolidated breakpoint, and we are now. Hey guys, welcome to 5-digit United States Cup. Here with the beginning of this match, each team got 8 bans.
Yep, it is a best of, what is this, 9? It's a best of 9, everybody. First to 5. Oh, we love Stateless. That flag is so good. It's just funny. Like, why? How good, realistically, right? Not just Yoda, but how good do you think a Jedi or a Sith would be at playing basketball? Like, if they could use the Force and everything. Like let's be real here. They'd probably just be fucking monsters, right?
I think it'd be a lack of control issue. I think like
Oh, you
maybe too strong for their own good. You know, they can push people. They imagine the force they push on a little 2-pound ball, shoot that thing across the room.
Yeah, that could play into it, but I feel like a good team of like solid Jedis or Siths could like actually do pretty well. They'd just be throwing the ball with like the Force and stuff. Oh, that'd be sick, actually.
You heard it here, folks. Space Jam 3.
Space Jam
Bring them in.
3
Bring them in.
It's the collab with Star Wars.
It's gonna be Hidden 3 here, the very old Exarius pick. I don't know too much about this map, other than 2016 Exarius sounds like ulti.
So, all things considered, this is a pretty chill Exarius map, if you know anything about Exarius mapping. However, that does not make this map chill at all. This map is a lot of heavy slider aim, and it's pretty much just cross-screen reverse sliders for a lot of it. It's very fast sliders, and that is where the difficulty comes in because you're adding hidden on top of that. So very easy to miss, very random RNG spots. An interesting choice, but I do think it makes a lot of sense for a team like the Stateless here.
Yeah, for sure. Those raw mechanics definitely being on NorCal's side. First, the HR3 being picked, trying to avoid anything a bit more straightforward in that Hard Rock pool and this hidden pools. A lot of these threes you would imagine being the game plan here. Actually, they picked, yeah, I think threes are their game plan. They went HR3, Prima 3, and now they're Hidden 3. So,
yep. Only outliers were, what was it, Nomad 2 and... Is that it?
Yeah.
No, there was one more pick, wasn't there?
DT, Easy DT.
Yeah, Easy DT, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going to be an interesting one here, as I do believe all players are finally in for both teams. North California's team, Adrian Mosca, of course you would expect them in for any hidden/reading pick here. Vleth as well, and Neutromint. And on the side of Stateless, we still have Lily, Spiff coming in here, and Lexic. But yeah, this map is, it is pretty tricky here. Early on, there's a lot of finger control, and as it goes further on, there are a lot of uncomfortable sliders, as already we've seen some misses here coming out from just one player on the side of North California here. Neutromint, the only player to find any misses so far, and it is going to be a very early score advantage for the Stateless team.
Yeah, as we're about 30 seconds in, this map kind of reminds me of like a Hellwing's Death Dance-esque.
Yeah.
Pretty cool style here for this Hidden 3, as transitioning a bit into more of these snappy patterns. Perhaps a aim versus tapping diff that Stateless is going for. Unfortunately, Lily finding the break there, not being traded by anybody on NorCal quite yet. 20k of square defense will slowly be shrinking to their side, so long as they're able to hold on Nutriment on plenty of recovery combo now.
Yeah, a very unfortunate time for Lily to have found that mist here. Now Spiff going to be going down. That is going to very much swing this score lead over to North California. Nutriment does end up dropping the recovery combo that they have for themselves. So Lexic going down now. AG Mosca going to be trading, but Lexic was the final remaining FC for the Stateless team. And now things are going to start getting really out of hand here as Fleth is holding on to the full combo themselves. And it's going to be really bad if he continues to do so.
Yeah, once again, Leth is being such a brick today. He has been pulling for getting top score after top score on the pool, and there's just no stopping that guy as this lead skyrockets to over 250k just off the back of his big full combo. It's all eyes on him to see if he can close it out in this final quarter.
I'm sorry, did you just call Fleth a brick?
Yeah, he's the brick. Oh man,
Okay.
he's a brick.
See, when I hear somebody call someone a brick, I think of that as like an insult. But I guess, yeah, he's like
no, he's like holding up the house.
Foundation. Yeah, he's the foundation here. I get you now. I mean, map is coming to a close here. It is pretty much already just, we've known it. This is North California getting another breakpoint here. And, or what's this? No, yeah, this was Stateless's pick. So yeah, yet another breakpoint, the third one this match already. And we do have to check to see if Fleck will get the FC, but no, he will not. Still though, almost 1 million score, more than enough to keep this Stateless team at bay.
Yeah, and what a score that is, near 1 million, just a 4 miss at the end. A very easy map to chain miss, so only missing on one section, not so bad with that 99%er there. And momentum is definitely on NorCal's side after that beginning 2 points for Stateless. They have just not been able to get into it.
I'm sorry. I need to look at this MP. Something I spotted in chat. It was pretty interesting here. Yeah, Lexic with the 0 100s, 0 50s, 7 misses.
Oh, that's so sad. Actually, wait,
so
that's really
sad.
It was 0.01% hack away from blood score.
That's so unfortunate. But as is the nature of things, we've already seen 3 breakpoints this match. Only one team was able to consolidate on it, being Stateless here. Or no, Stateless won their... No, neither team has consolidated on a breakpoint yet.
No, that was the consolidation. I mean, NorCal's consolidated on their first one, and this is their second one that they have to consolidate.
Correct. So NorCal has the only consolidation so far, and they are going to try to consolidate on yet another. And they're going to go with the easy one. I don't know if I agree with this, considering how well they did on the ECDT. Or no, well, no, wait, they won the ECDT.
No.
I'm gonna stop yapping.
Okay, Stateless won, they picked the ECDT, but they lost it. Stateless won the ECDT in the first pick. But NorCal picking easy again, I agree, is weird. I don't feel like opting into a skill set that you just lost breakpoint wise is definitely something.
No, wait, I was right. Oh my god, my brain's all over the place. Please be patient with my brain. And yes, they are 2 very different maps. That is a fair statement here. But it's still a very similar-esque skill set, and it is kind of odd coming out from this North California team, considering that they lost on a very similar skill set just earlier on here.
For sure, and we didn't know the potential score of that NorCal side. That was their first time playing it, so a bit of a jump scare when Stateless came through at the 700k, but this one is going in blind for both teams here. Neither of them playing this one in their last matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe NorCal has their easy roster locked in course, you would expect all three of these players, AJ Mosca, Tights, and Bleth, for this NorCal team to be playing on pretty much all of the gimmick slash low AR slash hidden type stuff. They're the ones that are best at it on their team. And Stateless here is going to be having Lily come back in, 7 Chibi now in, and I think this is the first time we've seen Bombflow in the match. I'm not certain off the top of my head, but yeah, this is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, Bonflo was that big carry and the reason why they won that last Easy DT, the S rank coming through for him. So him on another Easy, definitely a scary prospect. But 7 Chibi Easy, as they mentioned, and already looking maybe a bit lost.
Yeah, some slight misreads already on the side of the Stateless team here, as a none so far for this North California team, and it's already just only one FC remaining for Stateless, which is pretty scary here. Of course, this map is a lot longer than the Easy DT, only sitting at 1:25 on that one. But now Lily dropping the final remaining full combo for Stateless is a nightmare, as 7 Chibi very clearly is the third player here for Stateless that did not want to have to play this, but is being forced to play it.
Yeah, and
It did end up dropping, so that is going to kind of nullify all of this lead that they're getting, but not by much.
yeah, and it's still oh, there goes everyone on NorCal, but it is a 145k difference on Easy, which is closer to a 300k difference in the first third of the map. So do not get your hopes up, Stateless enjoyers, but
Yeah, it's hard to say that they'd be able to come back here, especially considering that 7GB is not an easy player and does not show any prospects of putting up a good score here at all. Still at 2,000. I feel bad for targeting them out, but it's kind of just unfortunately the nature of things here, as there's no real scores yet. The only player that Lily is beating on the side of North California is Tights, but it's just barely.
yeah, Lily, quite experienced in every skill set that they touch, but combo being pretty neutralized by Vlet's recovery, as well as everyone else around those two players pretty disruptive and breaking constantly, but that final one going to be going down, and any even stretch potential for Stateless is gone now, as it is a very strong pick for NorCal, just Stateless not having the full roster they would like to have for a easy only pick.
Absolutely, yeah. And this is going to be North California consolidating on yet another breakpoint here. The oops from Bleth, I'm not sure what they're oopsing about, maybe just the earlier misses that they had. But yeah, this is a strong one and a lot different team here from North California on this easy pick versus the easy DT pick. So I'm very happy to see them going to consolidate on this breakpoint with such a strong performance from all three players.
Yeah, and Lexic was that second performer in the Easy DT that would, in theory, be playing this map, and just really not sure why he's not there. I mean, it's too late now, but gotta imagine it would be a little bit
That's
closer.
that's a 5K score. I
Yeah.
don't know if I've ever seen a 5K score in tournament. And it feels really bad if for Chibi. Like, I feel bad for Chibi because very clearly they did not want to play that map. So I don't know. But uh regardless, it's now North California up 2 points on the Stateless team when Stateless was 2 points up at the very beginning. North California is starting to snowball here a little bit, and Stateless needs to put a stop to that.
Yeah, I mean, that very successful one being the Hard Rock pick. Definitely 2 more Hard Rocks to go, but it's gonna be Free Mod 1 instead. Um, it's going to be Lighten's Blanket Statement.
Yeah, going to go with what I would consider a pick when you've kind of ran out of picks, but I mean, I don't necessarily think it's a bad pick per se. There's no real skill sets being tested in this one outside of just raw consistency. Of course, there is the fact that one player has to go hard rock and one player has to go hidden or easy. So that is a factor that plays into it a little bit, but it's really just a consistency no mod one hidden in the free mod one slot.
For sure, as is common in these free mod ones. On paper, I do like this pick for them. They did have a close one against Georgia on this one, 2.2 mil versus 2.1 mil, but they did end up taking that dub off the back of a Lexic FC on the Nomad. So should be expecting Lily hidden 7 GB Hard Rock, which again, 7 GB now has to go into Hard Rock aim after playing easy for maybe the first time in his life. So that is
Yeah.
that is like a pretty stark change. So we'll have to see how he adjusts here.
Honestly, I'm not sure if that matters too much for them as they weren't really playing that easy pick here. I mean, you can't fault them for the score that they put up. They're very clearly not an easy player. I think this switch over from the very low AR big circles to very high AR tiny circles is not going to be that big of an issue for him. But yeah, just as you predicted, Lily on the hidden, 7 GB on the hard rock, Lexic on the nomad, keeping it consistent with their roster from the previous match, and same on the side of North California. Just one hard rock, one hidden, one nomad. Going to be matching. Again, no overmods, but you kind of don't really need to overmod on these free mod picks here, especially considering it's at your risk more than it's at your advantage.
Yeah, and early break for 7 GB, not going to be too big of a problem as it is trade by Nutriment, but you are going with two of the bigger consistency players in this lobby on the Nomads, Alexic and Vleth. Vleth has been an unstoppable force, and if I were Stateless, I would be trying to stop him at all costs, but you have to really expect them to perform now if they want to win this pick against that powerhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to have to see how these two players are going to do here. Nomad, of course, being the most consistent out of the three mod types required here. It's not even required, but when there's no mod present, it is the one that matters the most. And so far, 7GB still struggling. Will immediately get traded out by Neutralment falling shortly after, so still the only misses coming out from the two players that have already found misses before, and it is going to be a matter of who with these big combos will end up dropping first. That will really swing the score lead over as it's starting to slightly shift over towards Stateless for just a moment as Axe were dropping. Now we are into this final PI section here.
Oh.
Saline does end up going down, and now it's 2 FCs to 1. Stateless has a chance to really go run
And
away
with
with
the
this.
Soul
Lily
Slider
drops
break.
on the Soul Slider. It is now 1 FC to 1, and 7GB with a stronger recovery than Neutralment still means that the score is going to keep climbing over towards Stateless here. Will they continue to hold?
Yeah, it's just this 1v1 and another slider break from Valine, doubling up on that. 7GB able to pull through at the end when they needed him most, despite that final note break. But the 50k score difference, and once again, a nail biter on this free mod one for the Stateless side, but stopping that snowball momentum from North California. They got those 4 points in a row, just had to do what they had to do.
Yeah, breakpoint number 4 here. But as you said, putting a stop to this snowballing situation that North Cal was starting to get into is much needed for this stateless team to have done. And yeah, it's not the end of the world, but at the end of the day, oh, it wasn't even a breakpoint. I don't know why I thought it was a breakpoint. That was their own pick. So not the fourth breakpoint. I'm all over the place. It's almost midnight and I'm kind of tired.
A little sleepy.
Well, easy.
On paper, this is a pretty strong NorCal pick, but this is also a pick where Vleth doesn't play this map. and they do have a higher head-to-head. It was a 2.3 million for NorCal off of a near double FC from Asa 3 and AJ Mosca, but it was a 2.2 million from Stateless, 7 Chibi being able to FC as well as an S rank from Lily. So, oh, wait a minute, double S rank, Lexic also S rank on a 500k, but you could expect a very tight one here as both teams running down their list.
Yeah, and this is one of the picks that I was talking about earlier as being one that would likely come out from this North California team, as it's kind of the final remaining true tapping pick left in this pool that was either not banned or hasn't already been picked. So after this, I'm not really sure where North California wants to go. They don't have any more Hard Rocks. They don't really have any more DPs. They have DP3, but it's kind of more of like non-DP-esque. I don't know how to explain it. It's not your traditional double time, but yeah, I'm really not sure where they're going to have to go after this pick is said and done, and they are going to try to get a 5th point on the board as we go into map number 8 here. This is North California's pick, and we do see Valine, Nutriment, and AJ Mosca, as you said, no bluff. And BTCMC's Kitten will be making a reappearance here. Lexic and Lily staying for the side of Stateless, and we're into it already.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a double roster change. It will be 7 Chibi swapping out for BTMC Kitten, and also the big carry FC for NorCal. No Asa 3, Valine being... Actually, no, not Valine in their place. It's Nutriment in their place. But top of the screen, each finding break, BTMC and Valine will be leading a 27k slight lead to the NorCal side, just off the slight back lead and combo lead, but another side break from Valine, and it's a very volatile start, 2v2 bottom row.
Yeah, the recovery combo here now for BTMC's Kitten. As I say, that does unfortunately end up dropping, but it's still all eyes on this bottom row. Accuracy advantage much heavily in favor of this North California team over this Stateless team. We are getting into the longer streams now. Will we see any breaks here? And no players end up dropping, but it is this insane recovery from Valine that I didn't spot. I thought it was a miss, but it might have potentially been a Banshell miss here. So now this is a very scary situation for Stateless. I'm not sure if there's enough time to come back. 200,000 points now. They'd have to see a disaster, but no, instead it's Lexic dropping the final full, or not the final, one of the 2 full combos remaining for Stateless, and it's over. This is North California not consolidating, but winning on their own pick yet again here.
Yeah, this one is definitely dire. So it will be Stateless picking next, but after they win this one, it will be 1 break point or 1 pick away from match point now, as the lead goes to 5-3. Stateless has options now. This is the final straightforward tapping pick that NorCal can abuse here. And also, what a score jump for them. Don't look at the number on the other side of the screen.
Oh my god,
But
when you see it,
2.6 million on NorCal, 300k bump for them.
yo, when you see it, if you see it, you see it.
Have you
Just
ever?
saying. I'm seeing it right now. It's right there. Okay, now we no longer see it, but it was a triple S rank. Like, what do you do against that?
Yeah.
It wasn't the triple FC, but I mean, it may as well have been. That was a monstrous team score. No modification 1 from Lily here. Interesting way of saying no mod 1. But we are going into what most would agree to be one of the more RNG maps of this pool, of previous pools past here. When it comes to the no mod 1 slot, this map has jumps. It's pretty much all jumps, but it's very RNG. It's uncomfortable jumps, and the diff spikes are aplenty.
Yeah, pretty traditional Meg diff spiky jump map. But I mean, on par for the course for what their last pick was. And interested. Let me actually look. I don't believe they played this in their last matches, but couldn't hurt to check. Uh, yeah, no dice. This is a first time for Stateless.
Yeah, it's very interesting here. But I do agree with you. You know, given how that last pick of theirs went on the free mod one, this is a no-brainer for them going into right after. But I am curious as to what else they might have up their sleeve. If they do end up winning this, of course they are guaranteed at least one more pick. Um, but if they don't, then they might not be guaranteed another pick. So we'll see how this goes. 7GB Lily and Lexic staying in for the majority of this match. 7GB now coming back in off of that free mod one from the Hard Rock. And Valine, Vleth, and Tights for the side of North California here. So map number 9. It's 5-3 in favor of North California, and Stateless needs to win this to not feel completely choked out.
Yeah, and what a trio to go head to head against on any map, really. Left Titan Valine, what a dominant trio this would be on paper already. A slight advantage for them, but Stateless really has to lock in here because otherwise they have to win 2 breakpoints and one of their own pick in order to bring it to tiebreaker if NorCal takes this breakpoint. So it is dire straits for this Stateless sweep team.
No breaks yet so far, but we aren't really into the difficult section here. Now we are. The first major jumps. Do we see any misses? And no players missing on the intro to this PI section. Actually, accuracy is looking pretty solid across the board. Much more so for this North California team, but the first misses do come out. It is on the North California side. 2 misses. Vleth and Tide's going to be dropping their combos. Does give the Stateless team a little bit of time to start building up this combo and get a little bit of a score lead for themselves, as now we're back again into one of the less stiff spiky sections.
Yeah, and some slightly awkward overlapping sliders, but the focus is really coming true, and the difference here in Vleth and Tight's first PI miss is already 130k here as the triple FC. It's only Valiant on the NorCal side as we await our next diff spike section and the halfway point. Whoever breaks here, their score is going to be dramatically lowered, and 7 Chibi, not the one you want to see if you're a Stateless fan. It is now a 2v1 as Tights and Vleth recovery combos coming through. It's now just Vleth, Tights finding the slider break, but still a lead for Stateless because of that one.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit more close now. It's not going to be a monstrous lead as 7GB finds yet another miss. Going into the solo section here, it's still the 2 FCs to 1. Now we are going to get to the break. No players missing right before the break. Definitely what you need for this Stateless team. Tights, yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Kind of just saying, doesn't matter. They're already up a point, even with Stateless probably going to win this one. And it's going to be North California's pick here. Not all players hitting the triangle. 7GB does end up missing. But Tights and Blood still finding misses. 7GB going to be trading, but it's still the 2 FCs to 1. Now make that 1-1 as Lily ends up dropping their combo. The hardest section of the map. Baleen holding strong. Lexic dropping, but there's not enough time left. The damage has been done. It's going to start shifting pretty heavily, but not enough time, not enough combo.
Yeah, if there's a little bit more recovery on Vleth and Tights, it would have been possible, but in terms of potential score, Valine only had about 100k to their name there, and the score difference was 200k. And yeah, Stateless being able to narrowly take another aim pick here. Very strong scores up until the very end from Lily and Lexic, and a huge FC for Valine, almost bringing it back for their team.
Yeah, that FC is very good for this North California team. Just unfortunate where the other players missed. It was a double miss right in the middle of the map, and that's kind of the worst spot that you can miss with Score V2. Score V1, not the biggest issue, but Score V2 much more so because immediately that caps your score at like 500k max.
Yeah, and a little bit more information. Maybe we should not be so harsh on 7GB here. He is playing with two people next to him at a Florida LAN right now.
Amazing.
So,
What a great time. Are we
so
sure this is 7GB playing?
uh, good question. Probably one would hope.
Surely we wouldn't be multi-accounting during a tournament match, right?
No, I feel like 7GB would be putting up better scores if we were home. So,
And I don't know how this map escaped my mind when it comes to gimmick picks here, but yeah, the Freeman 2 coming out now. It's not specifically gimmick per se, but this is the anti-mod map of the match. So if you go hidden, you're forced to play AR8 hidden, and if you go hard rock, you're forced to play CS 6.5. So it is pretty uncomfortable, and going easy on this probably won't be seeing, especially considering how crucial this map is here for either team. Stateless needs this win to even things out to get the breakpoint so that they can potentially end up going to tiebreaker against North California here. And North Cal needs this win to be at that match point.
yeah, for sure. Head-to-heads will be a NorCal 200k ahead. We may be expecting a stateless overmod. They went double hard rock in their last one, but based off of how that matchup went against Georgia, perhaps expecting no mod player to hop in, as we already see a bit of a different roster here. Spiff hopping in the lobby as well as 7GB and Lexic. Lexic played the hard rock, 7GB played the hard rock. Final switch up. Maybe Spiff was baiting me. Yeah, it's gonna be Lily back on the hidden then.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to not see Lily be playing here, as we have seen them come in as that hidden player consistently throughout this tournament, let alone this match. But oh my gosh, that background on Lexic's screen, I don't know if you see that one. I love that artwork. That was one that I voted for the most recent artwork contest, but my god, it is just so good. Sorry, little side note. Overmod here from Stateless. Where is their hidden?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey guys. Hey
Uh,
guys, we should get an abort. That's not.
where
Oh,
is their hidden?
oh, it was
Okay,
a
there it is.
Banjo moment. That's a funny thing
Okay,
for Banjo
thank
to
you,
do.
Bancho. Surely they weren't just playing two hard rocks no hidden, but yeah, no real misses when we came back from the Bancho. What is a real miss was Tight finding the very first drop here on that hidden. Left now going to be misreading that pattern, does drop their combo. Now Baleen is down. It's 7GB to trade, is going to help North California a little bit, but hey, still on the FC.
Yeah, just a little bit less potential down and already seeing a big improvement a third in. This map is pretty short, just a little bit over 2 minutes. And Lily finding the break there, but not before surpassing their old score already. So a 200k score difference for them as Vleth also found the break. It's just Lexic to hold actually. That Vleth's no mod was pretty much the reason why they won last time. So Lexic holding onto this Hard Rock FC 2/3 in now is pretty devastating for NorCal's side.
Yeah, 7GB going to be finding a drop. Does get traded out by Tights. Lily dropping just shortly before that. Now all players on the side of North California falling, and this is already over. Map's almost a quarter of the left remaining. Lexic still going strong, and it's already 300,000 point difference. Stateless is going to be consolidating, or not consolidating? Yeah, consolidating on this breakpoint here from North California, and they are going to tie things back up. We're now in a best of 3 situation. What was previously best of 7, went down to best of 5, and now we're best of 3, so... Or best of 9, excuse me. Wait, what was it? It was best of 11? I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm done talking. It's
That's
too
too
late for
much
this.
math
It was
for my
best
head.
of 13, down to best of 9, now down to best of 3.
There we go. Um, what is that improvement? That's an 800k score improvement for the stateless side. NorCal matching their score from their last matchup. Lily jumping from 21 misses to 7 misses. Lexing getting the 2 miss near FC on the Hard Rock. Like, what a performance from Stateless side to clutch up here and lock in.
Yeah, we've got quite a match on our hands. Now, I don't want to be too confident in saying that we are going to be seeing tiebreaker. I want to see a tiebreaker. Every single match that I ever commentate where it gets to one pick each remaining for either team, it never goes to tiebreaker. It just ends with like 7-5s or whatever. It makes me so upset, and I just want to see a good. I want to see a good match. I think everybody here wants to see a good match. So far, we've got an amazing match that we've seen, but I want that tiebreaker.
Yeah, and with this tiebreaker in particular, let me have a look and see what it is.
It's
It,
Cheatin'. Or
no,
was that
that's
last
next week.
No,
That's
that's next week.
I
Yep.
wish it was Sheethan. Are you
Usao.
kidding me? Usao Tech. Nathan
you
and
kidding
RLC's
me?
working. So we haven't seen Tech really played in this matchup, so that is a new ground to begin stomping upon for these players. Um, it's gonna be Nomad 3 here. Tie My Rope, the Snap Alt Mazarin Extravaganza, FCL's difficulty of it. 4 minutes of some just straight snap alt with a handful of bursts and some XL screens in there as well.
Yeah, definitely. This is one that I have been seeing pretty consistently coming out as a later pick for most teams of this weekend here. And it is going to continue that trend here in the very last match of the semifinals round, as Stateless looking to consolidate on that breakpoint potentially and put it to match point. Either way, we're going to match point after this map, regardless of whichever team ends up winning. But you want to be the team picking and winning from here on out. Otherwise, the game is over.
Yeah, and we have yet to see this pick for Stateless. Stateless have not played this one. NorCal ended up losing this one to SoCal in their last matchup. They ended up clocking in a 1.2 mil. So that seems to be the score to beat for the Stateless side. And if their improvements are any indication, confidence definitely going to be in their favor.
Definitely. And 7GB and Lexic already in here for the Stateless team. I wonder if we're going to be seeing Lily come back in. That seems to be their strongest three players, but I don't know if this is a Lily map. I don't know their skill set too well, but yeah, it is going to be Lily. Tights Bleth and AJ Mosca. The reading lineup here for North California on this Nomad 3 is an interesting one. I don't think it's a bad one, but I guess it makes sense because these three players are also pretty good at the game outside of just a reading scenario. So we are going to be getting into the what is this, 11th map of this match here in the Nomad 3. This is Stateless's pick, and they're gonna try to consolidate on that breakpoint.
That they will. A little bit of an awkward section, and what's going to be the first break here? Plenty of map remaining. The 4 minutes, this one of the longest in this pool, created by 7GB, and we're already seeing why maybe this reading roster was needed. Plenty of overlaps in this map, back and forth, stacks galore, and it is a 1v1 situation now as everyone around Titan Lily falls.
Yeah, Fled has the recovery combo, so it's more like a 1v2, as Fled didn't end up missing so early on that this is basically a full combo, as 7GB finding yet another miss does not bode well for the Stateless team. But if either of these two major combos end up dropping, that is going to be very bad for the team. Whoever ends up finding it, I do imagine we will eventually see one come out, as this map's already been showing a lot of the tricky space triples, and those are going to be catching players off guard, and it does catch out one of those major full combos here. Lily going to be dropping, now going to be traded shortly after by Bleth. All players missing except for 7GB. 7GB holding strong. They need to keep holding if we want the score lead to flip back over, and are they going to be able to do it? They hold to the 1 PI, and we are now getting back to some more free combo.
Yeah, and all these misses in the early section does not bode well for the dip spikes to come. Another slider break coming through for AJ Mosca, traded by 7GB. That is a beneficial trade for NorCal. as recovery combos, Lily going head to head against Bleth and Tights going head again against Alexic. Pretty even accuracies on those few players as a 40k score difference divides them as we await this halfway point acceleration.
Yeah, Chibi dropping that major recovery combo put a
Oh,
stop to the score difference, gliding back over towards Stateless. Blev dropping right before this solo section here is very bad for North California as AJ Mosca does find some misses of their own. Now it's just Tights with any form of combo, and it's not enough here because it's pretty matched by every single player on the side of Stateless as that slowly finally shifts over towards Stateless. Now 50,000 climbing much more so as we are halfway through the map, and oh my god, all of the players missed here with major combos for the side of Stateless outside of one. Lexic holding strong. Now blessed with a recovery combo as Tights ends up dropping. AJ Mosca still struggling, and Lexic is really needing to hold onto their combo here if they want to keep running away with this score, which still is only 30,000 points difference.
yeah, taking Bleth out of this matchup on something that's a little bit less comfortable to hit for him. And Alexic really shining through in a big way here, comboing through the hardest section of the map. These back and forth, some of these hold sliders, the overlaps, snap doubles, just really holding through. It's going to be the top bottom right corner that strikes him out, and immediately it goes back to their side as there's no recovery combo on Chibi. It's up to Lily to hold as AJ Mosca and Tights were also holding for that section. Mosca down, Tights versus Lily, 15k divides them. And Stateless life are on the line. Whoever wins this one will be going to match point first. It's Tights and Lily as still. Left on a little bit more recovery is Chibi and Lexic slider break there. 30k difference now. If we see any big fall aparts, that could also be the reason for the switch as Mosca finds for misses and Lily drops. It will be NorCal and Tights to hold on to this break point.
So far, it is still time to come back, but not much. If there's a complete disaster here for North California, it could go back over towards Stateless, but I don't believe we are going to be seeing that. This is going to be yet another breakpoint, and so many tragic combo misses here from all of these players that have found them so far in this match. It's very unfortunate how Stateless did end up losing that. Even when they had the score lead, it was still slowly shifting back over to North California, just simply one, off of accuracy, and two, the supporting scores from some of these players were just not really doing it. The players were finding a bunch of misses when they shouldn't be, and unfortunately, it was not going to be Stateless winning on their own pick. No, it's yet another breakpoint here for North California, and Stateless is in a scary spot now. North California, if they are able to consolidate this breakpoint, that's it. That's the end of the match. Stateless would be out of the tournament in that case. So Stateless has to win this pick, or else they are gone. And they have to win this pick to go to tiebreaker.
Yeah, and that is a scary one, being at the behest of your rivals here, as both of their matches prior went to a 7-5 victory for their respective teams before making it to this matchup. You do not want to see a 7-5 again. If we are lucky, both of those 7-5s will equalize for this tiebreaker, but that is all up to Stateless's performance on what NorCal picks, as they are opting for a timeout here in their final and most important pick of this matchup.
Yeah, I am praying for the tiebreaker, not rooting against either team, not rooting for either team. I simply just want to see this match go to tiebreaker. It's been so back and forth the entire way through. Only really just a few times where either team was winning on their own pick, and I think that it would be so unfitting, so unjust to see this match go this far, get this close to tiebreaker, and then get closed out by one team.
Yeah, and in terms of options for the NorCal side for their picks, they have opted into the easy several times, being the team to opt into those readings. Easy one worked out tremendously for them, being the more reading efficient one. Hidden two still on the board. As well as if maybe you want to begin prepping for that tiebreaker win or lose, the Nomad 4 also available, the My Love Tech map, near 4 minutes on that one as well.
And the Nomad 4 is a bit riskier though, as I myself and many of the other pool testers really felt like that Nomad 4 would have fit better in a later stage, maybe the finals stage, rather than the semifinals, because it really is above and beyond probably the hardest map in this entire pool. And it's
Mhm.
not even close, so I'm not sure if you risk it all on something like the Nomad 4. I think Hidden is probably where we're going to see North California go. But that being said, the Stateless team has some pretty solid hidden players. I mean, Lily, you cannot think about this Stateless team and Hidden without thinking about Lily. I don't know who else would be in for it, but I do know that on the side of North California, you have these players that are so strong at Hidden. I feel like it is eventually going to be Hidden, but no! It's the Nomad 4. They go for the risky play. They go for this very difficult, very technical map. And if they don't win this, we will be going into another very difficult, very technical map.
Yeah, and I don't know what to say. Maybe I'm a bit of a predictor. That was kind of crazy.
You
Uh,
might just be an oracle or something. Have you considered going into like mind reading or well, better yet, have you considered like getting a lottery ticket before?
I love gambling. Um, Speaking of gambles here, NorCal with their match cost or match life on the line here, they are on match point as well, opting for the tech. And if they lose this one, perhaps a foreshadowing for what is to come on this techie tiebreaker. What a what a decision this one is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's North California. Maybe they're just having fun with it here. Maybe they might just be insanely good at the Snowman 4. I don't know, but it's a risky pick regardless. And I do imagine it's probably going to be Lily coming back in for the Stateless team, above and beyond one of the carries for this team. And yeah, it's just going to be core rosters here for both teams, Valine, Tights, and Bleth, versus Lexic, Lily, and 7Chibi, as the final pick is coming here for these two teams. Map number 12, and yeah, this is map number 12, and we are going to be getting into it very shortly. If Stateless is able to win this, we will go to that tiebreaker in that USAL Mega Mix. And if North California is able to win this, then they will move on, and Stateless will be eliminated from this tournament.
Yeah, and you could imagine the nerves on these players as we head into this final map. The second longest in the pool after that time I rope gambit from Stateless, and it is same rosters for them. Lily, Lexic, Chibi. Plenty of dire straits that this team has been through together, all leading up to this moment where it's do or die.
Yeah, do or die indeed, as we are getting into the first major difficulty spike of this map here. The major tech part, the slider tech coming out now. All players holding strong. Tights and Bleth are going to be dropping their combos now, followed shortly with the trade from Lexic. It is now already 1 FC to 2, and could see many misses more to come here throughout this map. As I've said, this is the hardest map in this pool, as Lily drops the full combo. Bleth going to be trading. Lexic also dropping. Tights does have the recovery, but now it's still 1 FC to 1 with the recovery from Tights. Does mean that the slight score advantage is favoring North California.
Yeah, and just that slight recovery lead on Tight 7, Chibi, and Valine. And if the consistency in prior maps is to show, 7GB isn't the one you want to look towards, but Valine and 7GB both working on the same pattern. Tights as well, double recoveries on Stateless. Now it's once again just Bleth, the combo for NorCal. tights, finding more slider breaks as Lexic and Lily, this dream duo holding on, Bleth breaking through this harder section and the halfway point, rewarded with a little bit of a calmer section for it.
Yeah, this is a little bit of calm before the storm here. Of course, it's still just barely 50,000 point score lead, building up for Stateless now, but this is the situation that they need. These two players going into it with solid combos in Lily and Lexic, Chibi now with backing up the recovery combo, and all of NorCal with just barely 200 combo each. This is a little bit scary as we are getting into the hardest section of this map by far. I do imagine we'll be seeing a lot of these combos dropping, but for the time being now, it's already 130,000 score difference, and it's going to be close to 150,000 now.
Yeah, and Lily and Lexic are really just twinning it up here, but you don't want to twin on that one. Slider breaks for 7 Chibi and Lily on this hard part. As you mentioned, Valine and West dropping. It's only tights, but his combo is a dwarf in comparison to Lexic's big, near 1k now. The final sliver of map remaining. Can Lexic hold on? 180k score difference as the NorCal's time is running out.
Yeah, the hardest section now of the map is Among Us, as we do see many misses coming out, but none from the major combos here. Ice does end up falling, and that will secure Stateless this breakpoint. That will take us to the first tiebreaker, the last tiebreaker of this tournament semifinals here between these teams. What an amazing match we have on our hands here. Stateless keeping their heads in the game. Lexic putting up a absolutely monstrous, dominant performance here. And yeah, this is Stateless going to be taking this breakpoint.
What a performance from Stateless here, and Lexic with that huge carry, 700k, half of Stateless's score here. 7 Chibi and Willie each on their own respective 1 misses? Sure, dude, do what you want, Stateless. That is not a good fortune telling for North California as they opt into tech map number 2. I wouldn't be surprised if Stateless opts for a timeout here to reset some nerves and prep for this huge tiebreaker.
Yeah, and we're here. I am so excited. Whichever team ends up winning this, it's going to be life or death now. If it wasn't already before, again, this is losers bracket. These two powerhouse teams are fighting in the losers bracket, and we're at tiebreaker here. So I don't know how this is gonna go, but given how that No Mod 4 went, you have to imagine on paper this could be favoring Stateless coming right off of that insane play from Lexic, but if this is anyone's game, this map in of its own is a completely different beat to know more consistency rather than just diff spike tech. It's all throughout difficult.
For sure, and if we know anything about consistent players, the eyes to look out for is this bottom row as Vleth re-enters the lobby. Lily, Lexic, Vleth, and we await the third man for the NorCal side. It is definitely... that was the gamble of all time, picking into that No Mod 4. The entire chat let out a collective groan when it was picked, and for good reason, as we are seeing now at this tiebreaker juncture.
We like to keep it a little close here in 5 USC, okay? Don't let anybody get too comfortable. Right? North threw us the curve. My god, I'm so happy for it. I'm not happy that they lost. Let me get that straight. I'm happy that we're at tiebreaker. I strive to see tiebreakers as much as, because I think it really shows which team is able to prove that they deserve the win. At the end of the day, when the nerves are highest, when everything's on the line, one pick to finish it, and that's what I love about tiebreaker time, is we are finally getting into the final map of the tiebreaker. This is going to be Lily, Lexic, not 7 GB here. If going to be replacing them. Interesting swap out. Potentially 7 GB might be feeling the nerves a bit too much. Who knows? But it is Spiff now in their spot. Aileen, Bleth, and Nutriment coming in for this North California.
Yeah, Nutriment being the hidden preference player, this one acting as a free mod for those preference players, going to be getting the benefit of a little bit extra score on their side. And on paper, their lead will be growing a bit early. And as you mentioned, Spiff filling out the lobby over a 7 chibi. 7 chibi, as mentioned before, at that Florida LAN right now. So congrats to him for playing through this match in such a circumstance, but it is now very late in the night, and it is up to the big three here, Spiff, Lily, Lexic. Can they keep going with the dream run against the Californias as all players hold on to their combos in this first sliver?
Yeah, and even with that hidden here, the score lead really isn't that much, as accuracy advantage is favoring the Stateless roster just slightly. Never mind, Spiff going to be finding the first drop here right before the 1/3 section. Does end up dropping yet again. No trades just yet. I do have to imagine that we won't be seeing probably any FCs here, but I would love to eat my own words. This map is really hard. It's really hard to keep combo outside of a tiebreaker setting. It's really hard to keep combo when your nerves are at max. And this is going to be a pretty significant score advantage. You might think 40,000, but that's not significant. And when it's tiebreaker, any score advantage is significant, and it's climbing off of those misses from Spiff.
Yeah, Spiff matching accuracies with the top player Valine, but Nutriment goes down, and that is the modded FC down as well, so they will not be getting that added benefit. But like the consistency carry on the Stateless side, it's all up to Lily now, as it's a 1v2 situation. They need a big NorCal fall apart to continue this dream run.
Yeah, very unfortunate drops here coming out from some of the players you'd really hope to hold on to the combos. The hidden is a gambit, of course. No matter how comfortable you are on that mods type, when it's tiebreaker, you are gambiting that that player will be more confident than somebody who could do it with no mod. Lexic dropping the combo is very bad for the Stateless team. 100,000 point lead is pretty significant here, as Lexic now finds chain missing for themselves on that stream. 150,000 score point lead here for North California, and it's not looking to slow down as we get into the next major TI.
Yeah, and these players are cutting these sliders so close. A couple 100s coming out from hitting them early is so scary. As any of these sliders could be the slider break that determines the pick split. Another recovery combo down. It's still just this double FT on the NorCal side. Really just showing their dominance here. And this tiebreaker and the slider break comes through for Lily. It's traded by Vaylin, but not. Oh, it is flat. 250k now. Which completely neutralizes whatever Spiff and Lexic bring to the table. They need a lot more fall parts than that, but it is a start for Stateless.
It's a start indeed, but is it too little too late? I really don't know. My gut says yes, but I don't know. Anything could happen here. If did find that drop of their recovery combo, and had they not, that would have been their end to keep their heads a little bit more above the water right now, but I don't know if they can do it now. You know, Valine and Bless dropping the full combos does help, considering the fact that Lily ended up dropping their FC. Nutriment now going to be dropping their major recovery combo, and that does give a little bit of time here for the Stateless team to stop the score lead. Bless dropping their combo now. It is just Valine with the only form of recovery, as all three players had recovery on Stateless. Make that as Lexic drops the most combo here from Stateless, and I don't know what's happening. I really don't.
Yeah, at this point it's 270k. They need Valine to break in a big way, a chain miss, but Lily drops, and it's just Spiff's recovery. Valine drops, but Spiff cannot carry 270k with this silver map, especially with the combo down. And we do see the tiebreaker, but at what cost? What a gambit from NorCal. The tech into the tiebreaker, lost breakpoint, but what a close match it was. 280k now. 6 breakpoints in this one, and if you're Stateless, you gotta feel good about this one.
I don't know if you gotta feel good about
maybe
it.
Not, maybe not feeling good. Maybe not feeling good. But it's such a close match.
You can't beat yourself up too much, because you took it all the way, it hurts losing regardless of how close it was. It hurts sometimes even more knowing that you lost on the tiebreaker. But we were gonna have to say goodbye to one of these two teams. It was inevitable, and this is going to be the goodbye for the Stateless team. A very unfortunate time here. It won't be the Stateless sweep. I know, I hate to say it, but for North California, things are not over yet. They might have won this one. It might have been an insanely close match, but they still have to fight their way through this losers bracket. And next week they have to face seed 1 Maryland. So a huge upset here. Seed 7 North California winning over the seed 3 Stateless, and they're going against Maryland, who's also in the losers bracket. So they have a lot here that they need to continue to work towards if they want to get back to the winners bracket ever. The only way would be to win the losers grand finals. So we'll see, but for now, that is it. That is the final match of this semifinals round, and what a banger it has been. Hubba, thank you so much for joining me. Congratulations to this North California team, and I don't really have much else to say other than look out for some matches starting later on this week.
Yeah, expect a close finals roster to hit you this weekend. We'll be seeing you then. Thank you for watching. This has been the 5 USC.
Take care, everybody.